PYJAMA is proud to bring you the 2017 DHL British and Irish Lions Tour of New Zealand with our experts Jake O'Flaherty.
Try to the All Blacks! It's Smith off to Julian Severe's in the corner!
Bradley Richardson.
Oh yeah, that was a brilliant try by Israel Gag. Didn't actually see what happened, but I just heard the name of who scored and I assumed it was amazing.
Ben Brownlee.
I can't even speak, I'm just speechless.
And Nick Van Bar.
Yeah, in the end, brilliant outcome.
Live and on demand on YouTube. Follow our social media on Twitter and Instagram. This, the British and Irish Lions versus the New Zealand Barbarians.
Well, 12 years ago, the British and Irish Lions set sail for a tour down under in New Zealand where they were sent packing by the All Blacks in a 3-0 whitewash. Tonight, their journey of revenge kicks off in Whangarei, where the first of the tour matches are set to take place. In the commentary box with me tonight is Nick Van Bar.
Well, g'day guys. Tonight the match is located at the scenic Okara Park, good old Carmo, aka Ian Jones's old stomping ground. Today's conditions are overcast skies with crisp but fresh 12 degrees. A freezing day up north, if I must say so myself. Earlier on today, however, there was light showers and similar conditions. Both teams, I feel, are capable of playing in these conditions, however, especially the Lions, as they're used to this. I'll tell you that much.
Well, a long-awaited tour from both ends of the stick in the commentary box, as well as Bradley Richardson.
Yeah, good evening guys. I'm quite excited for this match. Contrary to popular belief, I think the Barbarians are actually going to dick the Lions in this, much to Jake's amusement.
Yes, well, the Lions team that is being named for this is one of stacked. Stuart Hogg, Tommy Seymour, Anthony Watson at the back with Jonathan Joseph Bentio in the centres. Johnny Sexton, Greg Laidlaw, the halves with Talupi Faletau, Sam Warburton, the captain, starting the first match as Captain Ross Moriarty in the 6, 7 and 8. Ian Henderson, Alan Wynne-Jones and Kyle Sinclair, Joe Marler and Rory Best rounding out the team with the reserves of Jamie George, Vunipola, Furlong, Cruz, Tuparik, Webb, Farrell and Daly. The Barbarians, however, well, they've only been together for a week and they've managed to pull together a squad that goes like this. Aidan Ross, Sam Anderson, Heather the captain, number 2. Oliver Yaga, Josh Goodhue, Kepper Mewett in the tight 5. Lachlan Boshier, the chief, gets his day off playing the Waratahs to come up here to play the Lions. James Tucker, Mitchell Dunashire, and Mitchell Stratton, Bryn Gatland. In the halves, Dwayne Sweeney from Morrinsville, Inga Finau of Canterbury, Sam Vaka, Severis, Laturu, Laulala, rounding out the Barbarians team for this. Andrew Makaleo, Fami Oloka, Renata Matic, Pete Rowe of Wanganui, Richard Judd, Jonah Lowe and Joe Weber. Well, it is a perfect evening for it. We're about to get underway, lads. Your final thoughts on this big match?
Mate, it's going to be absolute humdinger. I'm excited for the presence of Morrinsville in this match with Dwayne Sweeney in the midfield. Fun fact, Jake actually wrote Dwayne Sweeney twice on his team.
Here, this fight in Whangarei as Angus Gardner, the referee, is fiddling with his watch. He's playing around and he's about to blow the P out of his whistle. Gatlin with the ball in hand. He's just waiting for the official countdown of the stadium. Sam Warburton, James Tucker, going at it. Contrasting teams, these. Internationals versus Provincials. And Angus Gardner gets us underway with Gatland kicking it down the throat. And it's into the hands of Severis straight away. And the Barbarians have an opportunity here. They get the ball back straight away, but it's finally gone to ground. Stratton fires it off to some forwards who take it forward. They look to mount an attack right in where they want it to be, but the ball's gone loose. Was going to go to Sweeney, but he went behind him. Stratton again, looking for the ball. Possible turnover opportunity, but not come. Severis plays halfback. Gatland puts a stab into it, and now the Lions are on attack deep in the red zone. But they're going to look to kick it out, surely, and just have a sense of security about this game that was oh so taken away from them. Henderson takes it forward. The Irishman played in the Irish defeat of the All Blacks last year in Chicago. Laidlaw puts the box kick in, and that's a good one. And it is nearly finding touch, but doesn't quite. Sam Vaka takes it down. Big crowd here in Whangarei, and it's a big anticipated matchup. Gatland plays halfback there. He fires it away. Now the Barbarians, they've still got the pill. Severis in his Waikato socks dawdles around the field. 3 Waikato players in this team with Sweeney and James Tucker as Severis. They've had majority of the possession so far. Stratton of Canterbury fires it off. Well, they've got all the pill, and he's smashed in a tackle as Gatland. Well, his father will be crying up in the opposition coaching box. Now it's fired away. Sam Vaka gets the ball, and he's going to go. He goes for it into the 22 to 15 metres out for Barbarians. What a start you could possibly have. Stratton gives it off, and I think it was Zingafino, but he's lost the ball forward. Referee Angus Gardner's not seen it. Severis, well, he seems to be bloody everywhere. He's probably touched the ball a million times. Advantage is being played for the Barbarians, so they'll get probably 3 points out of this. Well, that is if the Barbarians want to play their typical style rugby. Gatland once more to Vaka. He fires it away, but it's forward, so they'll get the penalty. Severis looking a little bit out of character and looking into to tap it and go, but the Barbarians, Bradley, always flairful. And it is no different tonight.
I've used this analogy quite a lot before for the Argentinian team, but the Barbarians have started like a puma with a rocket up its ass. They've taken the kick for touch rather than taking the 3. That's how they've got to play this match, don't they, Nick?
Yeah, I feel so as well. The Barbars are more hungry than a piss man in the early hours of Saturday. I swear to God. They are really going at it.
Sam Anderson headed to throw 5 metres out. You could not have asked for a better start for the Barbarians. 3 minutes gone. And it is 0-0. They go to the back. James Tucker takes it down. They maul it. They have the opportunity. Surely a penalty advantage for sacking that maul too late. But they retain the possession. James Tucker goes over the ball to kind of keep it in their possession, I suppose. Anderson Heaven has a jab. They've got advantage again. Says Angus Gardner for offside. The Barbarians are looking to score the first try of the match. Pick and goes all over the place. 3 metres out from the line here at O'Cara Park. Stratton off to Gatland. He cross kicks it. Oh, you've got to be joking me! It was so close for Severis. But nonetheless, he's knocked it into touch, and they'll come back for the penalty. And there is some feist in this match, lads.
There's a bit of biff, I'll tell you that much.
Oh, it started with a hiss and a roar, I'll tell you that much.
I'll tell you that much.
Well, I hope that's not all you'll tell us tonight, as we are talking for a number of minutes. Nonetheless, Brent Gatland is going to stab it into touch once more. This is typical Barbarians rugby, Bradley.
Oh, mate, I just love that their logo is a sheep. It's bloody awesome.
Oh, this is too good. And they get another opportunity. 4.5 minutes gone. Possession is 83% in favour of the Barbarians. And Anderson Heather throws it. It goes to Josh Goodhue. Now this time, the counter-attack, the counter-mauls come from the Lions. But they finally get to start moving it forward, the Barbarians. In fact, they've got a shunt on now. 4 metres out the ball will be. They're getting told to use it by Angus Gardner. And surely, yeah, there we go. It's a turnover. Not fast enough to come out there. And Gatlin's annoyed, but Mitchell Stratton really should have got that out earlier, Bradley.
Oh, they were on the back foot immediately, and at that point the ball should have gone, and they should have fired it out to Sever Reese, who's had a very clear and large impact on this game already.
Yeah, well, he's in the Chiefs under-20s, and a number of players on this field actually from Hamilton Boys High School, a school that I don't like talking about because I actually attend the rival school, but nonetheless, about 5 players in both teams, including, of course, Jared Payne, going to Hamilton Boys High School, Sever Reese, Bryn Gatlin, Dwayne Sweeney, the opposition coach of Warren Gatlin. It's a show all over the show today, but nonetheless, Rotorua Boys High School actually beat Hamilton Boys High School today in a absolute clutch fest, Bradley.
Mate, it was an absolute humdinger. It's fair to say I was humdinging after that match for quite some time.
Well, time is off, and we get a look at the coach's box.
May I add that the Lions have really proved me wrong. They have proved to me that you can win them all. And I always thought that you can't win them all, you know? You just can't win them all.
Can't win. Okay, roger that, Nick. You've got me confused. Nonetheless, I'm going to have a drink of water.
It was a good drink of water, Jake.
Yes, it was. I think these boys might need one after this. The Barbarians looking absolutely superb to start this match. They couldn't have started with a better start. 0-0 still here at O'Cara Park. 6 minutes gone, and Laidlaw is going to feed the scrum. He does so. Talupi Falatau picks it off from the back, and they're going to look to stabilise this before they move off to kick it and get some territory back. These Lions, they're still 5 metres from their own line. Laidlaw puts it into the skies of Northland, and it comes down for Sam Vaka. He loses it forward, and that could not be any worse for the Barbars. They get it back to Laidlaw, passes it off to Sinclair, the Englishman. They both play for the Harlequins, the props from the Lions. Of course, Joe Marler on the other side. They've got it again. Laidlaw passes it off. He finds Sam Warburton, the skipper, captain of the 3rd time he's the captain of the Lions. Of course, a little bit of conflict of interest, seeing as though Warren Gatlin, his test match coach, is the coach of this tour, and the last 2 in Australia and South Africa. Unsuccessful in South Africa, remember, and successful in Australia after smashing the Wallabies in the 3rd test at ANZ Stadium. They get a penalty now, and well, now the Barbarians are on the back foot.
Yeah, well, offside's getting caught. The Barbarians getting caught offside there, but I think that's a good thing. They're showing intent. They really want to take it to these Lions at the start of this match early.
Well, I promised myself to not put as many puns in about Lions roaring as much as I can, because I feel as if that's slightly stupid territory. 100% in favour of the Barbarians. For the first time in the match, we see the other side of the field, and it looks like we get to see that the tripods aren't stuck up in the Sky camera booth, and they can move to the right-hand side.
Yeah, well, that right side of the field is looking bloody brand spanking new.
Moriarty takes it off the line out and then gives it off to a teammate, of course, in the red jersey, the Lions. Laidlaw looks to fire it again. He finds Ian Henderson. Advantage to the Lions for offside. And, well, now the momentum's flowing a different way. Lost forward, though, and they're going to go back for a penalty. What do you do here, Bradley Richardson?
You take the shot at goal because you've had an absolute shit start to this match, and you want to put some points on the board and settle things down.
Nick Van Bar, you are a man that's experienced a lot of crowds around you. What do you think of this crowd tonight?
Oh, the crowd is going off, if I must say so myself. It's really good match for this area. Really great turnout as well. I feel that there should really be some bigger games around these areas to draw more crowds and really show the people up north that there are people there.
Yeah, well, I suppose I agree with that. And you know, you see what happens when it's a gold coin donation to get into the ground. It's beautiful.
I heard the surf lifesavers are out in force on the roads around the ground trying to scam as much money out of the Whanganui people as they can.
Don't they make enough out of KFC?
Too right, Johnny Sexton, just slightly on the right angle, and a bit of a small one. Surely some easy stuff. It is 42 metres out on the angle. Sexton, Lions number 791. He takes a deep breath as the crowd around him are chanting. He puts it into the skies, and that is a hell of a hoof. But nonetheless, it's gone to the right of the posts, and we'll have a 22 dropout to start the game. Almost 10 minutes gone. Chiefs, of course, beating the Waratahs earlier today. And a hell of a finish with the Crusaders beating the Highlanders in Super Rugby. Gatlin stabs it over and he takes the ball back after a 22 dropout. This is typical Barbarian stuff. You're not missing anything. Stratton finds some support. He finds Oliver Yaga, who has his first touch of the match, but he's lost it forward. And unfortunately, the Lions get another shot.
Yeah, well, that was just a little bit sloppy from the Barbars. They managed to get the ball back, but they really had no structure or setting in terms of getting their attack going.
From the start of the 22, it was a really messy play. The small tap to begin with really didn't make it. They should have hoofed it downfield, I feel, and made some distance and crawled back to the other side of the pitch. What do you reckon, Brad?
Yeah, look, the Barbars, they're doing what they can. They know they need to get points on the board and then to get as many as they can to beat this very strong Lions outfit. That Lions outfit that was named a lot stronger than what you would expect.
Well, they were only known as the British Isles up until 1950. Lads, I'll just tell you that much, as that seems to be our word play of the day. Of course, becoming the Lions in 1950. They don't have the Lions song, the Lions anthem, being played tonight. We are unconfirmed whether they'll be playing it at the test matches. In response, of course, to the New Zealand national anthem. It's happened in the past, certainly back in 2005. It wasn't really well received. Laidlaw takes it off the back. There's a bit of a switch play, and now the Lions are on. Inside the 22, they flip it off from a ruck. Laidlaw once more moves it left and finds some support by way of Kyle Sinclair, the Englishman. Laidlaw once more, he finds some support, whips it wide, and now Ben Teo goes for a run. The Worcester Warrior, and after that, close to the touchline as the next phase is mounted. Ian Henderson runs it forward, and now, unfortunately, the Barbarians are on the back foot. We're into the 7th phase now. Laidlaw looks around, trying to kick it and disrupt it is Lachlan Boshier, but the Lions still have it, and they are looking good. Laidlaw once more tries to find something, trips after taking hit himself, and fires it off to Sam Warburton, playing it on the ground. Had a second crack at it, but nonetheless we carry on. Off to Ben Teo once more.
Crunched in the tackle was Ben Teo.
Bloody oath. Laidlaw. They've gone back about 10 metres, the British and Irish Lions here. Not making any inroads closer. Sexton whips it wide, but no, it's been lost forward by the Lions. And the Barbarians, much to the delight of O'Cara Park, get the ball back.
Oh mate, the Barbars are absolutely smashing the Lions in D there. They killed them and they forced the error, and they can take a lot of heart out of that defence because the Lions look good. And at one point they did look like they were going to score being only 5 metres out.
Well, I tell you, Ben Teo was more dead than JFK after that tackle. I'll tell you that, because that was huge.
Oh, it was gigantic.
However, I feel there are gaps in the defence that they can work on, because the Lions are still finding gaps, and wherever they can, they're going to attack. Which, if they do, they will be deadly.
Yep, certainly outside the likes of Inga Finau, we find some gaps. Of course, Sam Vaka, Severis finding themselves all over the show, which then indicates, sort of what the hell is going on out in the wide. But nonetheless, Inga Finau, what a tackle. Sam Anderson Heather getting some attention on the ground, but I think it's just because he wants a rub from the physio.
Oh, I wouldn't know about that. He might have been running from Uncle Larry's castration process. The old Barbars.
Well, you never know what's going to happen at Toll Stadium up at O'Cara Park. I tell you, they probably still haven't caught on to the smoke-free stadium thing yet. I don't think the government's cracked down on Northland. They try to exclude Northland as Winston Peters as the MP for Northland.
Did Northland actually come under the New Zealand government, or do they have their own?
I actually think that now that the Barbarians have played up there, the sheep has become the president
a sheep, that just general sheep have become the president of Northland.
Like collective sheep.
Yes,
of
just
Northland.
if you see a sheep, it's the president of Northland.
I hope they haven't found out what electric fences are yet, because that's going to cause a bit of trouble up there for the lambs.
Yep, 12 and a half minutes gone. We're a little bit fast on our clock, but I tell you, we're Speedy Gonzalez people ourselves. Possession is evened out to 50-50%, and just trying to set the scrum after Anderson Heather gets back on his feet, takes a concrete pill and gets into the scrum. Angus Gardner, crouch behind set, he says, as we get a good shot of the scrum. Stratton feeds it, not straight of course, but will play on. When is a feed ever straight from a halfback? Whipped across, they swing it right. God, I'm getting tongue-tied now. I'm just so excited. It goes through the legs of the Lions players after a grubber kick, and it's gone into touch off a Lions player. We're going to have a bloody line out. This is outstanding.
There's a bit of biff.
If it was the Chiefs game, all those players would have been yellow carded by now.
There is a lot of stress in between these two teams at the moment. I mean,
I just want to see someone punch someone.
Well, referring back to a comment we had on the live stream, someone told us, of course, Jesus, it's going to be a 30-pointer. But I tell you, of course, you never know in the second half. But from one of the indication we have so far, we're going to have a close match. Stratton flings it off to Gatlin. He stabs it through. Is the bounce going to be kind? Yes, it is. And scrambled upon was Inga Finau. Gatlin gets it again. It's quick this game. The Barbarians inside the Lions half. They're 30 metres out from the line. They go to the ruck. Stratton finds support through way of Josh Goodhue. He's a local boy tonight. Once more kick through. And it's up into the sky, but they'll probably take a mark. And they do so by way of Sam Vaka. And the crooked arm is in the air. By Angus Gardner.
A fair catch, isn't it?
Yeah, well, that's true, Nick. That's true. Mark has called a fair catch. They've kicked it down quickly, and now it's down the throat of Laturu Lolala. Of course, Casey Laulala's cousin, I don't know what the hell he is, to be honest, but I know he's related. Laidlaw. The Lions have it again, and shit, mate, this is faster than anything I've ever seen before. The Lions fling it wide, and now Jonathan Joseph has a dart. Not the type of dart that Dennis Headett has at St John's College, but nonetheless, it's a dart indeed. The Lions. Laidlaw passes it off, finds Sexton. He passes it off to Joe Marler, the man who seriously needs to go to a decent hairdresser. They get a penalty to the Lions. Offside were the Barbarians at ruck time, and they'll get another shot to put it over the crossbar and through the sticks for the first points of the match. 15 minutes gone, lads.
The Lions, are playing like a team that came into this country less than 3 days ago. You wonder why they actually came so late.
It's they did come into the country less than 3 days ago. They came into the country 2.5 days ago, Bradley. So you're probably correct there.
Oh, you think you?
Yes, and you can't take it away from the Barbarians. They've been together for a week, and
The Barbarians, I feel, are almost as cheeky as Richie McCaw at the moment. You know, they're really looking to get away with some penalties, and I'm really loving it, because there's going to be a bit of biffo throughout the game if this keeps going down.
Yeah, well, just a bit of fan engagement from Abdul Mahum Min. I want real match. Don't want you as the commentator. Your thoughts on that one, Jake?
Well, I do apologise for us. Of course, we try to be legal here at PYJAMA, and that's what we're doing. So I do apologise for that. Johnny Sexton about to kick the goal, and he's taking a big deep breath of this Northland air. There's something in the air tonight, I do believe, because the Barbarians are going well. He puts it over the crossbar through the sticks. And the Lions are in front by 3 points to 0 with 15 gone. Bit of a moment of awkwardness there in the commentary box. No one knew really what to say. I think it's about time for a deep breath and a hot chocolate and some marshmallows, because I tell you, that was a pretty hectic start. It's happened again where the Lions have fumbled the kickoff, but they get it back and Sam Vaka takes it down. Not Sam Vaka, sorry, I'm thinking of the other team, Anthony Watson. The Lions, third phase, put it into the sky. Greg Laidlaw. They haven't passed it back to Johnny Sexton for a clearance yet in this match. But now, here we go, the Barbarians. He's going to go all the way. He's got some support into the 22. You are kidding me. Go! Go! Oh! The referee slides in like he's a bloody acrobat. Oh my God. Well, I got excited there and didn't know what the hell to say, so I'm going to have to repeat myself. Holy shit balls. Latura Lalala made a big break over the line. He sailed after passing it off to Inga Finau in support, but on the halfway line picks up the ball, finds some space. Inga Finau wraps around him after he was taken down by Stuart Hogg, the fullback, but held up in a perfect tackle. But look at that slide by Angus Gardner.
Oh mate, I saw him coming in. I'm not sure if it was intentional, but shit, he came in like a hot rocket. Mate, it was a better slide than what I'd see in a soccer match. As the greatest tackle you'll ever see to hold him up over the line.
That is superb to Lupi Faletau. That is brilliant.
You'd think that number 15 from the Barbars should have passed it earlier and they would have been in for all money, but he got a little greedy.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, Inga Finau's injured himself. Not what he would have wanted early on in this match.
I don't think a headlock would have done him any good by that one guy as well. I don't know who tackled him, but he did a bloody good job of it.
Sam Anderson-Heather having a bit of a word with Mike Fraser.
Mike Fraser,
the assistant referee. Of course, Angus Gardner, the referee. Mike Fraser and Brendan Pickerel, assistant referees, and in the television match official box, another man from Waikato, Aaron Patterson. He's about to shoot off to over into Argentina for the Argentina v England Test Series, that TMO, but we'll hold on to the rest of them. Of course, Super Rugby. Last week of Super Rugby. Next week, the Chiefs will play the Hurricanes in the Battle of the Mainland. If you're listening in the South Island, I apologise for that. As Jonah Lowe, he's having to warm up pretty quickly because he's coming on a little earlier than he thought he would after Inga Finau. Well, I mentioned he was as dead as JFK, but I don't think he was probably as dead as Jesus. And then he kind of came back from the dead. He got up, he carried on, and now after that, he is as dead as JFK, gentlemen.
Yeah, well, he's no Jesus, I'll tell you that much, as he's just said. Who do you think his death would be closely associated to, besides JFK, to an assassination?
You know...
good question.
Probably Osama bin Laden's that came out of nowhere. No one really expected it. Other than those plotting it, to be honest.
What about Michael Jackson? He would have been dead inside for a few years, and then
That's true. As we get that back down to business, and the pack weight's pretty similar, 880 kgs. The Lions, well, you wouldn't want that on top of you. You probably burst at the seams. Not that we have seams, of course. We have a belly button, but that's as close as a seam we have, lads. They play, they steal it. They carry on, I should say, to the Barbarians. They're looking dangerous now. Stratton passes it off to the Waikato man, James Tucker. He's taken down, doesn't make any metres. 7 metres out, the Barbarians. Sam Anderson-Heather, the captain, the Otago man, mounts it forward. And they're looking to carry on this pick and go. The Pigs move, but they knock it on. And Angus Gardner blows his whistle. Frustration everywhere. And, well, that's not what you want after a great opportunity to bite back at this Lions team.
I feel that the pig was the best way to do it, best way to gain meters.
I think if the crowd had actually started a pigs chant, that the Barbars might have actually got it over the line.
He just didn't have his hands on the ball properly, and you can't win them all.
He had too much butter on his toast this morning, I'll tell you that much.
Well, it's frustrating and exhilarating to watch at the same time, this match. Absolutely superb skills on display from a test match team and then a provincial team. These players never playing test match rugby before in this Barbarians team. Some Super Rugby, of course, but they've played some big levels. Laidlaw flicks it off to Sexton. He boots the shit out of it into the grandstand.
Not a great kick.
No, not a great kick at all.
Not the greatest.
About 20 metres out. And the Barbarians will have another shot at having a crack at their line
How much do you think Northland had to dip into the Auckland population to actually get a full crowd for this game? Because that is absolutely packed.
Well, considering Auckland actually spans into the Northland region, I probably think not too much. But that is a huge crowd at O'Cara Park, probably the most that's ever been.
I feel that we're underestimating the size of Northland, and there are a lot of people in the back blocks.
Stratton flicks it off. It's kicked up into the skies once more, like you see in rugby league. It's not Origin here. They get it back. The Barbarians. This is amazing. They've got it out 7 metres from the line. Typical style of rugby they're playing.
There are more hands in the air than...
You just don't care. Kepper Mewett. Kepper Mewett flicks it on. A bit of a dummy play here, right in front of the posts. 3 metres out, the Barbarians. It's higgledy-piggledy. I can't tell who the hell has the ball.
Pigs. Pigs.
Good Hugh.
Pigs. Pigs.
We've got the chant going. They've still got it. Stratton. They're probably going to fire it off to the backs. They've got advantage as well. You wouldn't be surprised if tap and go is imminent if that's played. Stratton telling everyone where to go as a good halfback should. He's going to find this ball at the bottom of this ruck. They're on the 8th phase here. Anderson Heather goes over the line! Surely it's a try! This is brilliant! And the Barbarians, through way of their captain, Sam Anderson Heather scores the try. It is 5-3 at O'Cara Park.
Come on, the Barbars!
Up the Barbars!
Oh, mate,
I'm gasping
I was
for air.
excited for this match, but the Barbars are well and truly in this shit. Holy shit. Woo! I am pumped up for this one.
Sam Anderson Heather, well, leading from the front, some powerhouse there, but Brad, talk us through this massive kick into the air.
Oh, mate, they kicked it across the horizontal plane, the vertical plane a touch, but the Angus Gardner did not give two shits. He's like, this is freaking awesome, let them have it. They're just throwing it up and hoping shit sticks, and it damn well did.
Well, Gatlin's going to put it over the sticks. He does so. It's 7 points to 3. 23 minutes gone. And wow, are we in for a match. Try to Anderson Heather, the captain. I don't think I actually saw a camera angle that confirmed the grounding. But Mike Fraser on the near side, the assistant referee, you could tell, told Angus Gardner, through way of some voodoo walkie-talkies.
I think it's more telepathy rather than walkie-talkie.
Yeah, that's what you get when you're a good referee. You get that. We're back into the match with Sexton, and he's going to kick it off. He does so now, and the Barbarians kick 2 for the first time in the match to restart.
Someone is very angry. Who was that tackled? That was Watson. He came in with a ploughing tackle.
Yeah, well, he's got some pent-up emotion, I'll tell you that. Gatlin clears it. And
that's what you want from a clearance kick.
That is what you want. Maybe you could show Johnny Sexton a thing or two. The man who really was looked after by a number of provinces has come into his own of late, now into the Blues. And he's playing an absolute steamer of a match tonight. He's getting the ball all over the show, but he is the backline general of sorts. Rory Best throws in, but it's not straight, and the Barbars will get the option of a scrum or line out.
Oh, mate, I'm fist pumping the air every time the Barbars get that ball, because they are bloody livening this tour up already. Just started with a bloody hiss and a roar.
That throw was as straight as a line at a roundabout, I must admit.
Well, O'Cara Park, it's probably got more people at it than the bloody Ariana Grande reunion show or whatever the hell she's having, because my God, I think the whole of Whanganei showed up to this one.
I'm surprised there's actually lights on in the background.
Yeah, to be honest, I think there's probably people built scaffolding of their own in the back park, atop of O'Cara Park, number 2 and number 3. It's a good stadium, renovated not too long ago. They get it off the scrum to the Barbars, and it's a chip and chase. Sam Vaka.
Oh! Smashed him, bro!
Schooled son by Sam Vaka. Smokes the shit out of his opposition, and he's gone into the bloody daylights. He's seeing fairies now. He gets it again. In fact, it's Laulala, in fact, who gets it.
That deserves to be on The Crowd Goes Wild.
The Barbarians. This is outstanding. Although it's turned over and Laidlaw kicks the hell out of it. It's a foot race, but it's going to scramble into touch. Well, after some metres gained by the Barbars, the Lions get the pill back down into their area where they want it, and it's going to be at 22 inside, just outside the 22. It's going to be a line out to the Barbars.
Mate, the Barbars are playing exceptional rugby. The Lions just really haven't had an answer yet.
I feel that they are shell-shocked. They are shell-shocked because the emotion now, they just can't believe that they didn't get the first try. What do you reckon, Jake?
I wouldn't have put odds on the TAB of them scoring the first try, that's for sure. Taken down by Mitchell Dunashire, the Cantabrian. He'll be happy with the Crusaders win tonight, or this afternoon rather. Smashed up in a tackle is Dwayne Sweeney, the Morrisville man, who in fact has played for the actual Barbarians before. He put his Morrisville sports socks on. His club means a lot to them. They lost to Toberi today, unfortunately, in their first loss of the season. They were a bit like the Crusaders, but, well, that pass you wouldn't see from the Crusaders, that's for sure.
That's all right. The Barbars have a scrum back in midfield. Bryn Gatlin just threw a wild one, but it went out, but knew he had the advantage. And smart play from a very smart man.
Well, I tell you, I probably haven't... Sam Vaka needs a bloody medal or a certificate or a smelly sticker for his efforts against Stuart Hogg. Yeah, quite like brings me back to the days. Well, I wasn't around then. I was probably half in one person, half in the other. But, Jonah Lumby back in 95. Mike Cat, well, he tasted the turf of Ellis Park, that's for sure.
I think it would have been more fitting if Jonah Lowe was the one who did that.
The Barbarians. Speaking of Jonah Lowe, he gets it off to Sweeney, back inside to Sever Reese. They're passing it all over the show. And this is the rugby you like to see. This is exciting stuff from the Barbars. But it's held up and turned over. Falatau from the Lions back into Barbarians territory. 28 gone. Flings it wide. Sinclair. Finds support with Stewart. Back inside to Ben Teo. And then he finds Sinclair again in support play. On the 22, Barbarians territory. They want to get out of here quickly. I'm losing my voice. I'm excited as a pig and shit, as I've said before. Darting is Tommy Seymour. And they're really making some inroads into the territory here. Sexton flings it wide. They're on the 22. Back off to Stuart Hogg. He finds some support by way of Anthony Watson, but he's smuggled into touch after a brilliant slide. But the Barbarians want to take it quickly, as they do. This is spectacular stuff, lads.
Oh, mate, I don't even see the Barbars take that. It was that quick. But they're attacking from their own 5 metre line. Surely they clear it now. Get it out.
Well, they want to get away from that white line, just as the NRL players do, I suppose, but that's a different white line I'm talking about. Stuart Hogg flicks it off to Tommy Seymour, and it looks like it's in touch. And if I tell you that, it is the Barbarians to throw.
He's having a nightmare. He's caught it with his foot out. What an absolute idiot.
Yeah, well, that's actually a new law of this year. The ball hadn't crossed the plane of touch, or has, and I'm not really that familiar with it anyway. You look at that, that is outstanding shot of Okara Park.
Oh, it is. And the turnout is unbelievable.
Mate, there's more people at that game than there has been in every Blues game collectively this year.
Oh, every Wellington Sevens every Wellington Sevens game doesn't match what's in one of the stands over
trying
there.
to watch from the car park.
Exactly.
Well, I tell you, I actually went to Okara Park in 2008. It's a pretty cool venue. Back when it wasn't furnished, when there was wooden seats instead of the plastic ones we have now. But I did play a bit of rugby. I watched the Roller Mills final, guys. It was Bay of Plenty versus Auckland East, and Auckland East took it out by 19 points to 8.
Big match.
Big match
You would have
indeed.
been fizzing for that one.
Oh, it was. Of course, the Waikato Rangers, supporting the Waikato Rangers there. Go Hendies, a crowd. Some old people in the crowd as well. It's good to see some old people getting out of the retirement home.
Oh, Jake.
Of course, they probably have to be
They'd have to be driven to the ground and, dropped off. They'll probably have a grandchild trying to support them because, of course, their children are fed up with them. Anderson Heather to throw on the near touchline on the 50-metre line. And it's thrown in, flicked away, and he gets the ball back after a fumble. This is outstanding. Stratton finds some support by way of Lachlan Boshier. He'll be happy with the Chiefs' win tonight, smashing the Waratahs. Not great getting the bonus point, unfortunately. Gatlin has it again. He finds James Tucker. Used to play with Tucker in the Waikato Premier competition. Gatlin once more stabs it through. And chasing was Sever Reese. But he couldn't quite get on it. Red jerseys all over the show. Ben Teo finds some support by way of Stuart Hogg. He made a mistake before, but now he's making amends into the Barbarians half. The Lions once more. They're down by 4 points. Remember the score, 7 points to 3. We haven't had a score in a long time. It'll be interesting to see the second half, of course. Again, the Lions. They move it right. Flick through is Ross Moriarty. He makes a run, but taken down eventually by Sever Reese. They're inside the 22 now, the Lions. Johnny Sexton flings it wide after a decoy. And Ben Teo has the ball. He finds some support by way of Stuart Hogg. They're a metre out after the slide on the grass. They're over the line. And Angus Gardner is going to say held up. To be honest, I probably think it was going to get to the ground eventually. And I think Aaron Patterson might be checking that now, to be quite honest with you. But out of jail there, the Barbarians.
The voodoo magic that the Barbarians have been pulling out of their ass tonight is absolutely amazing. I mean, the effort that they've put in to hold people up and to just score the first try. I mean, it should be official that the Barbarians are taking over as the new All Blacks.
Bradley, did you see the tackle?
Mate, I don't know how the hell he got him down, but he did. Oh, mate, the Barbarians are working their ass off.
It kind of looked like a bat jumping off a power line and then kind of coming to flight and tackling something. It was outstanding. Time is off and the TMO is in action, I think. Unless they're just having a corridor, having a bit of a kiss and a cuddle. In fact, it's quite the contrary. James Tucker, he's down. He'll have a hard time pulling the tape off his head tonight, but I'm sure he's a forward, so he probably won't cry about it.
Oh, I've seen some forwards cry taking tape off. It hurts.
Yeah,
I've cried myself.
Yeah, that's in the under 65 grade though, Bradley.
Oh, that was this year.
The first division, first 15 in the Waikato Rugby. How's that all going for you, Bradley?
Let's not speak about that one.
Okay. Of course, Bradley Richardson, the captain, he's won the under 65 kg competition in Waikato. Very prestigious competition. It's an honour to have him in the commentary box tonight.
It would be.
Laidlaw to feed the scrum. They have an opportunity to score here. Talupu Faletau moves his head and then gets the ball. Laidlaw flicks it off. No, he doesn't. A good dummy. Taken off the ball was one of the Lions players. They're close. Advantage comes and a yellow card may come soon. The penalty is blown and Angus Gardner, well, I think what would you do here? 5 metres out. They're going to take a scrum and, giving the Barbarians a bit of a taste of their own medicine, gentlemen.
I think the Barbars want some way to stop this try. You can just feel it. The game's got an atmosphere tonight. The Barbars are up for this. You could really see them winning.
Nick Van Baar down sideline. This crowd is outstanding.
Oh yeah, they are. They're just screaming and hissing at the side of the Barbars' achievements. I mean, it's unbelievable. The turnout alone and the support that they're showing. It's great.
Well, once every 12 years the Lions come, and it's fitting that it is sold out here. Laidlaw, off the back, he finds Sexton. Are they going to swing it? He takes it himself, and he's taken down 3 metres out. They're in a good chance here. Warburton, he's over, and it's a penalty, or is it a try? It's a penalty to the Barbarians!
I called it! I damn well called this.
Gatlin takes it quickly, and that's a horrible kick. No, in fact, it's not.
He's got another penalty.
He's kicked it into someone else,
He's kicked it into a Lions player. And they've got a penalty for the Lions not being back 10.
What the hell
This
was
is
that?
outstanding.
What a
What the
legend!
hell was that?
What an absolute legend! That guy must read the rule book day in and day out to know what he's doing
That's
under
the
that
greatest
pressure.
thing I've seen in my life.
Penalties are 4 apiece now. So refereeing standard is pretty good. Missed tackles 10 plays 9. But lads, this is outstanding.
How the hell did the Barbars defend that?
It went from the 5 metre line to the 50 metre line within 20 seconds. I swear to God, I've never seen anyone accomplish that ever.
Anderson Heather throws. No one jumps, but they're going to claim it anyway. The Barbarians. This is absolutely brilliant.
But
James Tucker.
A few too many weak bicks in that throw.
To right. Fired off. And Ingafino, he'll be missing his time out here. It's lost forward by Lachlan Boshier. 5 minutes to go. Just coming up to 5 minutes to go in this first half. Well, guys, I am needing a drink.
Oh, if the Barbars can hold on to this lead into half time, do you fancy them, Jake?
Well, lads, this is, of course the bench is a big thing. The Barbars had an opportunity to pick from a big pool of players, just like the Lions. But, when you've got one team in the country for only 2 days after coming from the Northern Hemisphere, it's pretty hard to put on a very competitive performance. But then you contrast it with the Barbarians being together for a week. Well, maybe it evens itself out. Laidlaw feeds the scrum to Lupi Faletau. Moves his head into the flanker and lock position. Slightly illegal, but he does it anyway. Kicked across field, and it's out on the full. Johnny Sexton makes a mistake. The crowd are going off their bloody heads.
That's the one. That's the one, Johnny.
And the Barbarians are going to get the throw. Well, God help me if I can survive my voice for long enough into the second half.
They must all have their lucky rabbit feet with them, because I swear the Barbars are defending this like champions.
Sam Anderson Heather in a similar position to where he was. Is anyone going to jump? No, they're not. It goes to the front of the scrum and looks like someone's hurt their finger. It might have been Sam Anderson Heather. The Lions on the 50 metre line. Just over the far side of the camera stand. Laidlaw finds Moriarty. The Gloucester rugby player from Wales, picked in this Lions outfit by Warren Gatland. Ben Teo. We've got an England pairing in the centres tonight. Ben Teo, Jonathan Joseph. They know each other well. They complement each other well as well. Too many wells in that sentence, but I'm going to carry on. Jonathan Sexton. Laidlaw passes it off. We're on the far side now to Lupi Faletau. Makes a dart. Shit, he's like a steam train running down that side of the field. Moriarty on the 22 metre line. 37 minutes gone in this match. It's turned over. And the Barbars have got the opportunity to clear. They're offside. No one's called it through the comms though to the referee. Forward pass by the Barbars. Will have a scrum. The Lions will have another opportunity in their half where they want to be.
Did anyone see how the hell they managed to turn that over? Because
I think the ball boy chucked another ball on the field to the Barbars and they just ran with it.
Oh, this is outstanding, Bradley Richardson. Your coin was actually made. Your coin was used for the toss. Angus Gardner didn't have a coin, and of course you were near. You assisted. Can you talk us through that story? How prestigious is that?
Yeah, well, I'd actually anticipated this before the match, and I'd weighted the coin to one side, and I'd gone and told the Barbars captain, mate, you need to choose this side.
And of course they did win. They elected to take the end.
was it a $2 coin or was it a $1 coin?
50 cent. They're the best to flick.
50
Get
cent.
some real good height on those ones.
Yeah, well, they've got a good surface area and they're just the right weight, aren't they?
What side did you tell them to call?
Tails.
Tails, and of course it went tails.
Well, no, because he didn't actually call the coin toss. Sam Warburton did.
Oh, yeah, of course he flicked. Yeah, he flicked because he's the home team. Correct. Bradley, you know your law. As we take a look at the highlights, my God, this is typical Barbarians rugby. You see it in
the typical Barbarians black and white strip, and you're seeing it tonight with a black, red and white strip in the far north. This is outstanding, gents.
Warren Gatlin must be quivering in his boots. It's not going to be a fun dinner tonight for the Gatlin family.
No, it's not. It's not at all.
One's going to be sitting there laughing, and the other one's going to be sulking in a pool of his own tears.
Yeah, well, Warren Gatlin mentioned to his son that it's an honour for his son to play for against the Lions. Warren said it's going to be a little bit bad because only one of them is going to beat the Lions. But I think he might be wrong after this. Faletau takes it off. He goes blind and moves it into about 25 metres out. Far side of the field. Laidlaw finds Alan Jones. The Ospreys Wales skipper Wales player, I should say. Laidlaw looking to find some teammates again. Sexton finds Jonathan Joseph. He wants to get out of here like he has on his head. Especially with the score being what it is. We're a minute and a half away from drinks. They need to hold off here, the Barbarians. Laidlaw passes it off. He finds Anthony Watson. They're 7 or 8 metres out now. They need to hold out the Barbarians here. Talupi Faletau, he's off on a charge. He's a couple of metres out. Once more they go over the line. Is it going to be called? Angus Gardner stays held up. And they'll have a scrum 5 metres out from their line. Laidlaw's got his arms in the air thinking, what the hell is happening? But you would assume a TMO would suffice in this moment.
Oh, mate, just give it to the Barbars. Can you really doubt them? Do you really need a TMO?
That's true.
They're probably going to steal it off them and kick it against some guy who's not 10 yet and then get another penalty.
And score a try under their own post.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see a banana kick tonight, lads, or a pass between the legs.
I'm looking forward to it.
Mate, the Barbars have been pulling out all the stops.
Well, there's more missed out there than at the back streets of Morrinsville when it's Shisha night for the 12-year-olds.
Yeah,
well, that comment was a showstopper.
The whole room's just gone silent because of that one.
Laidlaw feeds the scrum. They've got 10 seconds to hold off the Barbars. What way is he going to go? He goes right, finds Hogg. Hogg finds Watson. Watson jinks and jives. Is he going to go over the line? He is. But is it going to be held up? It goes to the back. Laidlaw skips. He goes over the line. And, it comes back again. Alan Jones. They're a metre out the lines. They're looking dangerous. This is what they need. It scrambles wide. Talupi Faletau. He's on the deck now. They need a penalty to the Barbars or to force an unforced error. Alan Jones, he goes over. Surely. We're talking millimetres here. Laidlaw flicks it off to the backs. They're going to go wide, but it's fumbled. And now they're 25 metres out. Oh, it's whipped backwards by the Barbars. They get the pill, but it's offside. And the Lions get the penalty right in front of the posts.
I swear the Lions have been over the line at least 4 times now and have not been able to score a try. Yet they've been on that side of the paddock for a while.
Well, Nick, look at that. What do you think of this? They're going to call a scrum. Well, that's a big call.
It is a big call. It depends on the time that they have remaining.
No, we're all up. We're all up. They're in their time. Could have knocked over 3 points and gone to the sheds with a 7-6 downer. But no, they're not.
No room for error here for the boys. I mean, if they're gonna come out of the first half with win, then it's gonna take quite a bit to get through that Barbars defence.
Yep, it is. It is indeed. They haven't considered a try in their existence, the New Zealand Barbarians. This is probably their first match. No, that's wrong. I've played before, I tell you that. I didn't do much research into them because I thought they were a Barbarians team. They're so unpredictable. So what the hell's the point? Laidlaw has the ball in 2 hands. He's going to put it into the scrum. Angus Gardner tells him to. And it comes back for the Lions. Talupi Faletau leaves it to Laidlaw. Passes it off to Jonathan Joseph. He goes over the line. Is it going to be a try? It's held up! And that's half time. We are going to the sheds
with a 7-3 lead to the New Zealand Barbarians. This, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be a belter in a second half. Stay with us. 7-3, the Barbarians versus the Lions here at Toll Stadium, Whangarei. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the second half. 7-3 plays the Barbarians over the Lions at O'Cara Park. They're yet to get back out here. The Lions, but the Barbars are rearing to go. Nick Van Bar, take us through that first half.
Well, first off, I almost shat myself watching that first half. I swear to God, the Barbars are really putting their all out there, eh? It's like they've just, all the effort and all the raw emotions just going into this game, and all the power that they're putting into this is unbelievable. I mean, the amount of penalties even that they got in the first half against them, just because of how wild and furious they are and emotion to win this game. It's just unbelievable. And it's good to see the emotion from the boys, and the Lions are really fighting back as well. It's quite funny to see how they're trying their best to fight back, if I put it lightly, but not coming away with the win, as they've been over the try line about 3 times. They've been held up all 3 times by the Barbars. It's quite fascinating to watch, and it's really good.
Van Bar with the comments. Angus Gardner puts time on here at O'Cara Park, and Johnny Sexton kicks off. We're back underway. 40 minutes to go in the first match of this Lions tour. The Barbarians take it down through way of Lachlan Bosch here. Mitchell Stratton, the number 9, feeds it off, and Josh Goodhue, the local boy, takes it down. Once more, the Barbarians looking to get out of here, and Brent Gatlin puts it into the skies. Not a great kick. It's down the throat of Johnny Sexton. He's held up immediately, but not held up long enough for a maul. Laidlaw off to Stu Hogg. At about 35 metres out here, the Lions. They couldn't get a try at the end of the first half. They'll need one now to put the Barbarians back into perspective. They're inside, outside, and now it's looking dodgy, if I can tell you that much. Commentators, Jake O'Flaherty with you, Bradley Richardson alongside me, and Nick Van Bar as well. Penalty to the Lions, playing the ball on the deck, and the Lions will get an opportunity, surely, to put this over the crossbar through the sticks and bring back the deficit to 1.
You'd think they'll take the shot, but they've been a bit erratic so far in their decision making, and they're probably going to kick it out.
Yeah, well, a bit of uncertainty, but they point to the posts, and that's what they'll do. Brad Richardson, your thoughts on this first half?
Yeah, well, I'm upping the Barbarians. There's no way they can lose this game from here.
Well, it may look like that on the field, but the score still says otherwise. Because looking at the score, 7-3 to the Barbars, it's looking convincing the way they've been playing, but still there's not much points in it, and can easily still be won over by the Lions. All it takes is a few more kicks and a try, and you're looking down the barrel of the gun.
Laidlaw looks to the posts, and he's wanting to bring this back down to 1 and put the Barbarians back in their place, and that's what he does. The flags are up. The Lions now losing by 1. I never thought I'd say that in this match, but they are. It's 7-6.
Bryn Gatland. Smoked after the kick. But the Barbars have it. Then looking to clear, back wide, and they flick it away. Not a great kick down the throat of the Lions and Ross Moriarty. But it's stolen, and they have it back to the Barbars. This is outstanding stuff. Absolutely brilliant. Get out of there, says Angus Gardner to the Lions. Backdoor to Gatland. He finds Sam Vaka. And now it's scrambled into touch. And they'll get the line out, Bradley. Well, Siri's trying to get in on this, and I probably don't blame her. This is outstanding.
Like, Siri's howling for this game too. And on comes Matt Matic.
Matic,
Mitch.
Matic, mate.
I missed out the A on my commentary sheet.
Yeah, Lachlan Bosch here. His night's done. And he'll be back with the Chiefs next week, playing in the Cape Tin.
Matic looks like he could do with a bit of a trim.
I think he's probably at the same hairdresser as Joe Marler, to be quite fair.
He's not at a hairdresser. He's just in the shed.
What a line out.
That's true. The Barbars take it off the back. Possible interception opportunity there for the Lions. They don't take it. And the Barbarians have the ball. Stratton finds some support left. Now they come back right. Slightly on the back foot are the Barbarians. Stratton again. He finds Sweeney. Probably wanted to wear his Morrinsville Sports socks tonight.
They've got the advantage too, the Barbars.
They do indeed, but ended up having to wear his Waikato ones. The penalty's called by Angus Gardner. And now they have a crack at putting it down field. Well, to be honest, you wouldn't be surprised. 60 metres out if they had a tap and go. Typical Barbarian stuff.
Barbars, they did exactly what they needed to do. Now they just need to compound on the Lions, try and get maybe 3 points on the board and keep putting pressure on them.
May I add that we have been roasting Northland quite a bit lately, and I'd just like to say that we can't talk because Morrinsville has a 6 metre cow being unveiled on Wednesday, and a fiberglass cow. You know, you can't.
That's amazing.
You can't really add comment to how they're bogus and we're not.
I thought that'd be amazing. That guy. We get a cow, and they have Winston Peters. We win. Unlucky Northland.
Not much competition there though.
Unlucky Northland. Of course, the general election coming up in New Zealand pretty shortly. It's going to get heated between Andrew Little and old Bill. I'm backing Bill myself. I don't like to. No, I won't say that. We can't get into politics on commentary.
Maybe old Matic should go to Bill because I see that he bet the world champion in sharing.
Oh, true. That's very true. Matic, in fact, takes it off the back of them all. And now they're 22 metres out. The Barbarians play on, says Angus Gardner, and I think that's turned over. In fact, it is. The Lions have it. It's all over the show at the moment. They're running all over the show. It is superb. Ben Teo finds some support by way of Ian Henderson. He goes down to the deck, but quickly swept up by Laidlaw. And a couple of phases later, quick phases they are indeed, Sexton takes it down to the deck. And now it's scrappy. But they're going to look to find something here. Once more, the British and Irish Lions
thumped and he knocks the ball on.
Big tackle by Kepper Mewett, the Bay of Plenty man, and they've lost it forward. They'll probably come back for the scrum. They do indeed. Big moment of the game, Bradley.
Barbars still finding a way to hang on. They've come out like they needed to in this half and only let the Lions have 3 points. Normally what happens in these sorts of games is the better team comes out, scores a couple of quick tries and she's all over. But the Barbars have been hitting them hard. As Ellen Jones gets crunched more than my bloody Weet-Bix this morning in my mouth. That statement left me speechless. Shit.
Who are you Snapchatting, Jake?
Well, just another comment from Jesus saying Lions are gay, and a couple boos and a 2U, and a Jesus, how's that? Jake, are the Lions gay?
I probably don't think so. I don't. Oh well, you know, I don't discriminate against
against the Lions.
Oh, I just realised they actually had the All Blacks written on the score, not the Barbarians.
Far out.
Well, that's why it's so hard to find good help these days. Hey, Nick Van Bart, speak, because I need to go on Snapchat.
All right, I'll speak if you tell me who you're Snapchatting.
Oh, just Snapchatting the
This is your missus.
just the Wahines of the world. And so look, now we've got some higgledy-piggledy down on sideline here, Bradley. What the hell's going on?
Well, actually, I don't know, because I was too busy trying to affect this bloody Lions stream. From what I can see, the Lions were trying to make substitutions, and the ref was like, hold on, we're not letting that happen. We're Northland. We don't let you back into this game.
Fair enough.
Well.
That's a way of putting it subtle.
You know, I need to concentrate on this because, holy hell, the Barbarians.
Time to leave the Wahines alone there,
Yeah,
Jake.
well, it's always hard to leave the Wahines alone.
There's a time for everything, mate.
There is.
Now is not the time.
Yeah.
Saturdays are for the boys.
And the boys are on the field at the park at Okara. Vaka takes it down. The Barbarians smashed in it, and a tackle is Brent Gatland. I can't really get over the fact that Bradley Richardson had put All Blacks on the graphic instead of the Barbarians.
Mate, they should be the All Blacks, though.
Well, they're probably playing better than them. Penalty to the Lions, and well, here's an opportunity to go in front. But they take it down!
Oh, the big
This
man.
is outstanding, Kyle Sinclair. The England prop, and it's a penalty to the Barbarians! Bradley, talk us through that. That is brilliant.
Well, he takes a quick tap, he becomes isolated, runs it forward, gets tackled, Barbar straight over the ball and earns a penalty for not releasing. Shit, that was a horrible decision. The Lions, they were gobsmacked. They had no idea what the hell was going on.
Well, silly by the Lions. They had an opportunity to put it over the sticks and ultimately take the lead by 2. Nick Van Bart, well, they're on the back foot now.
They really, well and truly are. I don't understand how the Barbars are doing this, but they're really scrambling in a way to defend the Lions from getting anywhere in this game. Really, it's unbelievable how it's going down. And I see we've got some substitutions. Do you know who they are, Joe?
Well, Joe Marler's coming off, and he's probably off to get a good haircut. Actually, no, he's not. He's a bloody idiot who's had it for a long time. The front row substituted as Rory Best comes off as well. Kyle Sinclair, Jamie George, Makavoni Pola, and Tag Furlong. They come on to replace them. Taken down in the line out, the Barbarians win it. They go back to the 15-metre line. Stratton finds it off now. Dwayne Sweeney wrapped up in a tackle. They've lost crucial metres here, about 20 or 30 metres. The Barbarians, the Lions' defence are great.
I think the boys are scrambling if they need to introduce a brand new forward pack.
Intercepted by Jonathan Joseph. And now Marco Vunipola takes it forward. Bit of scuffle off the ball. But what else would you expect in Northland? Laidlaw finds Owen Farrell. And he pumps a perfect kick into the corner to put Laulala under pressure. And he is indeed. They need to recover this to the Barbarians. They scramble upon it. Does Stratton. And now Matt Matic has it. 5 metres out. He's scrambled upon. And, well, the pressure is mounting here. Stratton has to clear. And he finds Gatland. And he does so. Smashes the hell out of the ball to the 10-metre line. It doesn't find touch. And the Lions are back on attack. They've got some substitutions, but they lose it. And the Lions, they still have it, though. Lost it backwards. Referee Angus Gardner says play on. He's waving his arms all over the place. He doesn't quite know what the hell's going on, Angus Gardner, but does any referee? I'm a referee myself. I don't know what's going on most of the time. Owen Farrell finds some support by way of Ross Moriarty. 10 metres out the Lions. They're looking dangerous in this half. They flick it along, and it's a try, surely it is. Try, Anthony Watson. The Englishman, he's as happy as a dog with 2 tails because the Lions are ahead by 11-7.
This game is like a ticking time bomb. I swear someone would have broken into that Whangarei Clock Museum and just just unleashed all the clocks because it's a ticking time bomb, mate.
This is brilliant. Brad Richardson, your thoughts on the try? But my God, the Lions are on fire in this opening.
The Barbars just finally, they couldn't hold them off this last time, but I think the Barbars will kick it deep, they'll put pressure back on the Lions and they'll score a quick try and get right back into this. Certainly still an evenly matched game, the Lions haven't gotten away just yet.
I find it unbelievable how they're so proud about this try, yet they've been stopped about 4 times.
That's true. It's taken a long time, Nick, before they've been able to get over the line. But what would have been said at halftime chat, Brad Richardson? You're a player, I'm not, you'd know.
Well, I think it was just Brian Gatlin, I heard, really likes his oranges, so I think he was just munching on oranges, pretending they're mouth guards, and they were just having a little bit of a giggle.
Of course, you've got your nice and natural snakes as well.
Here's this Git Owen Farrell. I think that's his name at least. Let's see his funny arm movements and his funny walk up to the ball. There he goes as he tilts his back even further than physically possible, and over it goes to add the score 13-7 to the Lions.
Well, this is closer than I thought it would be, and shit a brick. Aren't I as happy as a penguin in a microwave that the Lions are over the line?
Well, we just had a comment from Villy that can we get better jokes, and I don't think we can.
Villy, if you'd like to suggest some, I will tell them. You give us a joke, mate, I'll tell you. I will bloody tell it to the 165 people listening to this train wreck right now. Laidlaw, off the base,
Boxy!
box kick, and it's
Train
into the
wreck's an
skies.
understatement.
That's true. Laulala at the back. He jinks and jives, doesn't go anywhere but 5 metres. Richard Judd has replaced Mitchell Stratton. There's replacements all over the show, so it's bloody hard to keep up. Another kick in midfield, and that's gone higher than Bob Marley. Come down and taken by the Lions. Safe as houses there, Laidlaw. He's got so much paint on his bloody white shorts you think they're blue, and now they're off on an adventure, the Lions. Off on a 50-metre run. Laidlaw once more. Is he going to look for some support? No, he's not. Takes it into the tackle. Moriarty looks to play halfback. He does. Quick rush defence by the Barbars. And Vunipola, the tank of an Englishman, takes it down. Well, he's not really. I won't say that. That's quite... Some may think it's racist. I was just going to say he's brown and looks like a Samoan and has the name Marco Vunipola. Laidlaw. On the far side of the field, his offside is... I can't quite see, to be quite honest, from our position up here in the commentary box. The Lions in midfield, about 40 metres out. It's knocked on, and the Barbarians are going to get the scrum. Gents, are we happy?
Jesus is happy. His comment saying that if the Barbars play like that in the first half against the Super Rugby team, surely it's going to be unrecoverable, especially if these Super Rugby teams have their All Blacks. I agree with you, Jesus. I agree with you.
Well, has our man given us a good joke?
Yeah, well, Edward's actually sitting in a car park in Ledbury, England at Gloucester, listening to this commentary.
Gloucester?
Edward, I feel very sorry for you that you're listening to this.
Edward, are you enjoying it?
I don't think he would be. He would have commented that he is. I think he's just contemplating life at the moment, just listening to a bunch of idiots commentate about the British Lions against...
Oh, I would be too.
Well, to be honest, 3 men who don't know much about rugby and not know much about what the hell's going on, trying to mix some words together. What does it mean to these players to be in this team, Bradley? The British and Irish Lions, that's superb.
Oh, it means a lot, I'll tell you that much.
Pig Van Bar, you got anything else to add?
I'll just agree with Bradley on that one because there's not much I can add to it.
Gents, we have 9 to go and we're covering them all. The British and Irish Lions tour. Of course, they've got the Māori All Blacks and the All Blacks. They've got the Super Rugby teams. It's going to be a humdinger, an absolute blockbuster. But we're starting off on a good foot up here at O'Cara Park.
I've been to Whangarei a few times, about 3 or 4 times actually. It's always been a good treat. You know, I've actually went up to an African restaurant. I had an ostrich burger. I don't know if an ostrich was in the burger, but it was called the ostrich burger nonetheless.
Did it taste like chicken?
Yeah, it did actually.
Oh, well, there's your answer, mate.
Laulala gets it from the scrum, and the Barbars have the pill. About 55 metres out from scoring a try. A bit of a stretch, but it's the Barbarians. You never know what the hell you're going to get. Richard Judd, Bay of Plenty. He's on, he's playing halfback. And he's going to marshal the troops around. Gets the ball, finds the backs. Bryn Gatlin finds support outright. Matt Maddage on the wing. Doesn't need him. Laulala takes it forward. And now it's passed off again through way of Judd. He finds Vahamahababaha. And it's a hard word to say. And I'll let's just call it Tola. God, this is a train wreck. Good kick by the men in black. And Mike Fraser puts the flag up. It's out. And they're in a good position to put some pressure on this Lions team. Deep inside the 22. Grubber kicked forward through a gap. Was Gatland, and my God, I'm thinking...
We've just had a joke come in, I'll read it to you. Jake, did you know that towels are the main cause of dry skin?
That's good. That's good. That took me a while and longer than I thought it would.
We've also had a query asking if we play for the Silver Ferns.
We can play for the Silver Ferns if you'd like us to play for the Silver Ferns.
Mate, if you believe what we're yarning right now, you can be free to believe anything because it's truth.
Well, keep your comments coming. We're always good to have a yarn with. Well, at least that's what we think. We did have a radio show once. We broadcast to...
We don't know if anyone actually listened to it, but nonetheless we did have a show.
No, I rang my grandma each time and she listened to it.
Oh, there we go. I think mine did too.
Yeah, she loved it. Although
I tuned in the odd occasion.
Yeah.
When I was in distance because, you know, there was a, 15k radius there you could...
it was. Jamie George to throw. And he does so. Alan Wynne Jones takes it down. And they're on the attack now with this maul. My God. That was a rumbling one, wasn't it? Angus Gardner says it's okay. And now it's going to be a turnover. The ball didn't come out, but it went down safely. And now the Barbarians have the feed to the scrum. About 30 metres out on the far side of the field. Much to the delight of this Northland crowd.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of hate in the chat now. We're asking to... This commentary is shambolic. I mean, it is hate, but I really wouldn't disagree with that.
Yeah, that's true. You know,
if you've got nothing better to do, then just turn off your phone.
Oh no, don't do that. We want people listening.
No, we've cracked the 200. Don't tell them to go.
Don't tell them to go.
True. But I mean,
oh, Davey's backing it up. He said it's more entertaining than professional commentary.
Holy shicer. Well, we've got a fan.
Valley says the commentators sound heaps good with his hearing aids turned on.
Well, gosh, these jokes are coming in like a bloody prostitute.
what?
That doesn't even make sense.
Sorry, I should have said like a sleazy man on a prostitute. I missed out the sleazy man part.
But that's an integral part of the joke. It's like half the joke you missed out.
We're gonna carry on anyway, lads.
At least 3/4 of the joke.
Mate, you missed out the whole joke. You just said a prostitute.
There's nothing funny about prostitutes, though.
No, there's not. We're going to move on. And we are in Northland. That's probably why I had the Freudian slip there. And Angus Gardner.
I feel that we should all go to the Whangarei rodeo. What do you guys reckon?
Look, if this isn't the Whangarei rodeo, then I don't know what is.
I've been to it once. It's a bloody humdinger. Tell you that much.
I'll tell you that Jesus says to keep our commentary going. So, amen, Jesus.
Well, Jesus, I'm going to go and see you tomorrow at the Catholic Church. And look forward to seeing you there. They put it in. Does Richard Judd. Marshalling the troops, he gives his number 8 a slap on the arse and Matt Mattis. Oh my God, I can't speak. They fling it wide. Now Sam Vucker has the ball. What's he going to do? He passes it off inside to Dwayne Sweeney. In fact, it was Joe Webber, a fellow Hamilton Boys High School player. And he's taken it to touch. 20 minutes to go in this match. My God, this has gone.
I know we said no swearing, but I'll spell it out.
No, oh no, yep, okay.
Gobbly Nonna says, you, the C word, are legends. I agree.
Well, Gobbly Nonna, if that's your name, shit mate, you're a legend too for thinking it.
Mate, you're a legend just for having that name.
Oliver Jager comes off, and Marcel Renata of Auckland, the only Auckland player in this Barbarians team, comes on. To be honest, it was probably a reason why the New Zealand Barbarians were doing so well, is because an Auckland player wasn't playing. They're in the shit now. Alan Wing Jones takes it off the line out. They don't push hard there.
Oh, there's another maul. You can't win them all.
You can't win them all, that's true, but they have. It's gone down safely, says Angus Gardner. And box kicked by Reece Webb.
Yeah, we'll have a break in play. Gobbly Nonna says, a good hooker likes playing 80 minutes with the boys. And PayPal's asked us if we'd like to make some money.
Well, Gobbly Nonna, were you referring to the number 2 hooker, or were you referring to what I was saying slightly before about prostitutes? Can you just refer back to that, or I didn't know, I don't know.
I think you've gone too far there now.
No. I quite often go too far.
There's a few guys in the Barbarians that really, really, really look like they need a decent haircut.
First stolen line out of the match. The Barbarians throw in, the Lions have it. At the back is George Cruz. He plays halfback and flicks it off to Talupi Faletau. Once more, Webb. They're on the back foot of the Lions. Now on the 22 after a line out closer to the halfway line. Reece Webb just being patient. The physio's on for James Tucker. God, he was out there quicker than anything. Box kicked, and it's still in play. Sam Vaka passes it to a teammate of Joe Weber. The orangutan, the ginger ninja, and probably the only Māori ranger that you'll ever see in your life. Andrew Makaleo has it. He takes it down, and Richard Judd finds some support after the piece is mounted. Sam Vaka, he's played a good match.
Come on, fucker.
as Leilala, Reece and Vaka have. Penalty to the Barbars. No release by, I think it might have been Talupi Faletau. You must release. Bradley, it is important that you must release.
Yeah, well, not just in rugby, but in life in general, I think it's important motto to take in that you must release.
You know, you're always allowed to hang on for a little bit.
Does it go with pull out, you know?
Yeah, you've got to pull out and release sometimes. Yeah, this is getting quite philosophical, this commentary.
Hey, you're the one that started up with the prostitute thing, mate.
Take it the way you want to, says Gobbly Nonna, and I will. I think I already did, to be quite fair with you. James Tucker goes off. I think it's probably a concussion test because he wasn't sort of getting angry that he was going off.
Guys, I don't think putting "where's the picture" in the chat 1,000 times is going to make us put the picture on the screen. I think you understand what the hell this is.
Well, yeah.
And more important matters, Jesus Christ wants Pete Rowe on.
Pete Rowe.
Go on, Rowe.
Pete Rowe. God, well, he's number 20, I think, to be honest.
He is on.
Northland's going to go, oh my God, he is on!
He is on!
I do apologise, boys. Pete Rowe from Wanganui is on. Shoot the Ducks. And we'll talk about him in a moment. Oh, well, it's trying to be caught. That's going to be offside. That's going to be a penalty to the Lions after a box kick.
No, Toby, I think you should subscribe. I mean, it doesn't really matter if you do, but it would be nice.
Hey, look, it is free. You know, it is free if you'd like to. We don't charge for subscriptions.
We might one day, just don't hold us to that.
Yeah, too right. The Lions. Penalties conceded. It's pretty even, the referee's given out. 8 penalties to the against the Barbarians and 7 against the Lions.
Oh, he was behind him.
Big man number 16 didn't know what he was doing wrong.
Well, Andrew Makaleo, just like any replacement hooker, they come on, they do something stupid, they don't know what the hell I've done.
He looked highly pissed off that he got called up about it.
You don't think he even knows he's playing rugby.
Jamie George throws it in and Sam Warburton takes it down.
I'm slightly disappointed that there's no one from
Thames Valley?
no, Tahuna.
Tahuna in the game,
Yeah.
that's probably true. They should be their own province. Penalty to the Lions, of course, for the collapse of the maul. Owen Farrell, he was looking to the posts, and that's what he does, the arms toward the posts.
Toby said he would subscribe if you say it's joke.
What is your joke, my friend? Okay, this is my joke I made with my friends, with 25 letters of the alphabet. I don't know why. Was that the joke? Can you say the joke, Brad? Because I don't know.
Well, no,
I'll
just
just-
end up
can I
repeating
just
exactly
comment?
what you said.
Here's Owen Farrell again with his giddy looking face and his funny looking stances and his unbelievably flexible back going up for the kick. Now I'll guide you through his build up here. He looks again. Very, very strangely, his eyes are piercing at the posts. Now he's rocking side to side. He's sort of contemplating life, I feel. As he starts stepping backwards and forwards and backwards and stretching his back to
And he's missed it. It's off the post.
The post.
Kicked through by the Lions, lost forward. The Barbars find some way to get the ball back. It's the story of the night.
Well, this is some entertaining stuff up here in Winston Peters country. Gents, I'm as happy as a pig in shit right now.
I want to go fix the time. Oh,
Mate.
Sam Warburton calls it a night. He's off. And Justin Tuperick of the Ospreys, he's played in the Welsh team before, of course, the last tour. Lion number 786.
the Barbars can still win this. They're only 6 points behind. Farrell, he's been playing alright. I haven't really noticed him much. I don't really want to notice him, but he's been going well. Better than Sexton, I'll tell you that much. As the scrum gets reset, Barbars really need this one. The hooker's wondering where the hell he is. Why is there so many men in one position?
Richard Juddy's come on and made an impact, marshalling the troops around.
Jonathan Sexton started. Farrell came on just after half time.
Yeah, that's right, Johnson.
Well, someone says go Barbarian. What Barbarian are they referring to? Conan? Conan the Barbarian?
Well, or one of the Barbarian players. I don't know. Go the Barbarian. A little bit of a push and shove. After that, the penalty comes.
Yeah, go the Barbars!
A bit of buffo.
Oh, he's
Right.
going to get yellow carded.
Right, who is it?
Penalty to the Barbarians after the scrum. She got a bit heated. Dwayne Sweeney's in the mix. Well, that's no bloody surprise.
Not at all.
Well, finally someone's got some common sense. Goblin Nonna says, they're asking why we can't put the screen up. He says, it's because it's illegal, for F's sakes. Thank you for some common sense.
Well done, Goblin Nonna. You are my favourite fan. We've got Jack, someone from Australia. He's a big fan too, but you're up there as well.
The penalty kick does not go out and has been taken back in by...
Tommy Seymour.
Yeah.
Sorry,
that
I
one.
stole that one for you.
No, that's alright. I didn't know what I was talking about anyway.
Justin Tuperick finds Owen Farrell. He puts it into the skies, and is it going to come down in favour of the Lions? Yes, it is. In
Forward.
fact,
That was
Justin
forward.
Tuperick finds himself on a bit of a dart, but it's lost forward by the Lions. Possible forward pass, but Angus Gardner said we're going to have a scrum. Guys, we're 12 minutes out from the end of the match. It's 13-7.
How the hell is it 13-7?
I don't know, but somehow the Barbars can still win this.
This is absolutely outstanding, and if the Barbarians win it, I don't think I'll ever sleep again. Territory, 61% of territory's been in favour of the Lions. The defence of the Barbarians has been outstanding to only let through just the one try.
We've got a lion down.
2 tries.
We've got a lion down. Too many Catholics for him.
Too many.
He must have eaten too many Catholics.
Well, here's
Yeah,
the forward
there we
pass.
go.
That is a mild forward.
Anyway, they're going to get a scrum for knocking the ball on. Justin Tuperick. A little bit of a interesting look at the coaches of the Lions. Not looking too worried.
When you think about it, though, if the Lions played like this against any Super Rugby team, Even the Blues, for God's sakes, they're going to get bloody dipped.
Shit whipped. They are going to get shit
Mate,
whipped.
they're going to get castrated.
Mate, the Crusaders have never lost a bloody game, and I don't think they will, even if they play, I don't know, the universe best
Mate,
team.
the Barbars commentary box is steaming up more than a bloody sauna.
Coach box, but no worries. Got some subs coming on. New Zealand Barbarians 7, Lions 13. Kepper Mewett comes off after a good game. James Tucker goes back on. And Angus Gardner, he's not happy with the far side, so he's going to come over and have a little gander at the other side of the scrum.
Is it a geese and a gander, or is it just a gander?
Oh, you know, it can be what you want it to be. But this is outstanding, lads. Outstanding effort by the New Zealand Barbarians. No matter what happens in this next 11 minutes.
Mate, the Barbars are more distressed than a sheep stuck in a fence at Uncle Larry's place on the shagging Saturday. I mean, when Uncle Larry comes in from behind, you know, I'm going to be panicking.
Well, I hope Larry's not related to me, because I wouldn't like that. Matt Matic comes off the back of the scrum and makes some good meters. They fire it back and thumped. As Jonah Lowe thumps it into touch. Not great though. Not great at all. 21 metres out from the line, the Lions, and they'll get a chance to attack once again.
Well, the bad thing Jonathan Sexton did was he played rugby bad. Just in general, played rugby badly.
Jeremy George, the Englishman, tape around his head. He won't hurt when it comes off him, surely. No maul formed, so they go to ground immediately. Penalty to the
Yes! What were the Lions trying to do
Obstruction and a penalty. Richard Judd thinking of being doing something silly, or is it silly if it's by the Barbarians, or is it just normal? Someone tell me that. Someone counsel me.
No, it's just normal, because 16, he didn't know what to do there, because the Lions just all came together in group, and he looked behind him and wondered if there was bloody something coming towards him.
9.5 minutes to go here in Whangarei. The fight in Whangarei has been more brutal.
Well, that was a boot and a half.
And more
These boys,
exciting than I thought.
these boys all deserve some shepherd's pie after this game.
Alistair reckons we're amateurish, and I think that's a bit of a compliment.
That's true. That's true. There's nothing worse than when you hate someone and they just don't care. Andrew Makaleo passes it through the line out. Well, really, he throws it. It's not really a pass.
Well, it could be a pass.
Oh, here we go. The confused hooker goes for a dart.
Richard Judd finds some support. Working it into midfield now. They need a try to the Barbarians to get ahead. Flick the through. And on the back foot, the Lions scramble upon it. Jonathan Joseph. In fact, it was Ben Teo, the Worcester Warrior, gets on there.
I feel that was a deadly mistake. Handing...
Reece Webb gets it off to Joe Webber. The man now residing in the Bay of Plenty, formerly with Waikato. Now, Vaka on the far side. In fact, Laulala it is. They look like twins. Back out.
Go, Suns!
Good, Hugh. We're all on the edge of our seat in the commentary box now. 8.5, just 8 minutes to go now. The Barbarians. They need to fling it wide. Makaleo has it. He's got some support. The fatty's out back. They're at the 22. They retain possession. And it looks like Marcel Renata to play halfback. Loses it backwards. They play on. Says Angus Gardner. Pete Rowe stands over the ball, protecting it like it's his heartland team. It's as precious as gold as this ball at the moment to the Barbarians. 7.5 to play. They're on the 22. 21 metres out, in fact, from their line. Fahamotoko gets it. Down. Once more, they're doing this repeatedly now. The 9th phase. Richard Judd sort of wipes the air around his butt as if he's done a bad one. But it was just to signal the players to get around. They get a penalty to the Barbarians. No, they don't. It's just a loss forward by the Lions.
then lost forward, back by the Barbarians, but nonetheless, the Barbars will get the feed to the scrum.
Yeah, well, we've been accused of being biased, and I completely agree that we're biased. Because who can't support the Barbars when they're down by 6 points with 7 minutes to go?
I'm sure that everyone would be supporting the underdog, no matter who you are.
Yep. To be honest, I want the Lions. You know, I wanted the Barbarians to put up a fight tonight. I thought it was going to be a 30-pointer to the Lions.
Oh, that was knocked on first by the Lions.
Bad call there by Angus Gardner. The New Zealand Barbarians, they're really pulling one out of the bag. They had nothing to lose. The Lions, however, coming into the country only 2.5 days ago, probably not the smartest moves by the team management.
Should have been 2.5 weeks ago, to be 100% honest.
Well, that's what they did in Australia. They even had a stop in Hong Kong, played the Barbarians there. Then they went off to Australia, started with the Western Force and worked their way across the country.
Is it true that 78% of Kiwis couldn't name a single Lions player?
Yes, it is true. It is true.
I can name a legend.
Sam Warburton was the only sort of player.
Dwight.
And Dwayne Sweeney, we get a shot of him. He's played pretty decent tonight. But of course he would, because he's a Morrinsvolian. And Morrinsvolians, well, they're a proud bunch. And if he scores the winning try,
well, the scrum has been reversed and the Barbars do have the ball. They've got
kick.
a free kick.
Taken quickly by Matt Matic. He's offside the Lions. But they're going to play on. No real material impact on the game. That's what the major thinking of referees is. Richard Judd. Once more, darting and diving, being a nuisance. And they're pissed off the Lions. Sam Varker goes around, lifts someone's leg. The Lions have advantage. And it's lost forward by the Barbars, then lost forward by the Lions. A little bit scrappy in this last 5 minutes. We've not really gone anywhere. But the Lions now are going to get a chance to build a platform and clear. Look to put this Barbarians team on a bit of pressure.
Yeah, well, I think the Barbars can still take it here. I'm calling an intercept from Sevu Reece. Is he still on the field?
Yes, he is.
Okay, well, I'm calling an intercept from him. He goes under the post score. Barbars win it.
If the Barbars win it, that taste.
I think the commentary might get a little bit loud because I'll be screaming my absolute heart out if they win it.
If the Barbars win it, I mean, that taste is going to linger around in the palate of the Lions.
Just so you guys
forever. It's going to taste worse than a mountain oyster, I'll tell you
just
that
so
much.
you guys don't keep complaining about me being biased. I'm actually wearing a Lions beanie right now and I paid $35 New Zealand for this thing, so shut your mouths.
And that's quite a spill here in New Zealand.
Mate, I even had to go all the way back because I forgot to take the tag off.
Anyway, we've got a game to commentate. We've got 4 minutes left. The Barbars have the ball. Lions are ahead by 13-7. 6-point lead. They need a try and a conversion to get ahead. The Barbars do. The Lions, they won't want to lose this one and play catch-up on this tour. Flicked across. And they're playing some dodgy rugby now. But isn't that just normal? The rush defence comes. A good tackle by Justin Tuperick from Wales. Renata taken down. Barbarians now. Joe Webber jinking and jiving. The New Zealand Sevens player. Played Sevens when he was very, very young.
Penalty to the Barbars.
Hands in the ruck. And Owen Farrell is looking distressed. Sevu Reece still on. Sam Varker still on. Laturu Laulala still on. Sorry, I apologise. Laturu Laulala has gone off for Joe Webber.
Well done, Jake.
Yeah, I do apologise.
Too much bloody Snapchatting the Wahinis, mate.
Sweeney, he's getting a bit of attention to his calves. His hamstrings cramping up. Well, after 77 minutes on this field, being a stalwart of a team like this, bringing the experience, this is outstanding. All in for an upset. The Lions, they've been taught how to play tonight. Certainly in the first half. They'll come to play in the second. The drugs they must have taken during the halftime break must have had something good in them. And to be honest, I want to get my hands on them. 2 minutes to play. They need a converted try, the Barbars. They get a penalty straight away
Good
from the
start.
line out. And they're probably going to kick it long and do it again.
I'm going to shit my pants.
Come on, the Barbars!
The Barbars.
Come on, boys!
If they score a try, I'm going to shit my pants. I swear to God.
Well, lads,
That's a good kick.
As the kick gains another 20 or so metres, we're going to see another line out. And hopefully it works out better for the Lions.
With the Barbars, they've got to get this line out. They've got to secure it and they've got to score. There's a minute and a half left to play. Number 16, is listening to the call. The Barbars go. They're setting up. They're ready. They go up. They've got the ball. They set them all. Come on, the Barbars. They drive. The Lions come round. They've swung around the side. No advantage just yet. The Barbars are going.
are on the maul. Absolutely smacking the shit out of their asses is Richard Judd. And it looks like it may have been turned over. In fact, it has. The Lions, they've got the ball, they've got the scrum. And look at that, 1 minute to play, and the game is in their hands. That is not what the Barbarians needed. That was probably their last shot. And unfortunately, they may have blown it. The arms are in the air with Angus Gardner. Alan Wynne-Jones is clapping. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. Someone said, and he damn well did, because he's got the scrum. And they'll have probably the match because of it. 40 seconds to go.
Surely time should be off because they're just killing it now.
Surely. It's just wasting time now, and then they're going to kick it out, and that's the end of the game.
30 seconds.
I feel that the Lions did do the mahi, and they're going to get the treats.
They did do the mahi, although the Barbarians have really brought it. 20 seconds on the official clock. And Reece Webb to feed. They've shunted early. They get the free kick. 10 seconds to go. They'll run it down. And the Lions will most likely win their first tour match of 10. Here,
Oh, time wasting. Come on.
Farrell looks around like he is supposed to be doing something, but in reality he's not. Angus Gardner, he is looking to his ear. Time is out. Although he's kicked it directly into touch. He's kicked it directly into touch.
It's a free kick.
And it's a free kick. I thought it was a penalty. And that's full time, ladies and gentlemen. The Lions take their first win. They make it 1 from 1 on this tour. 13 points to 7. The Lions have beaten the Barbarians here at Toll Stadium. A valiant effort here by the New Zealand Barbarians. But the Lions take it by 6 points. Finally, lads, Nick Van Bar, your thoughts on this match? Absolutely outstanding.
Oh, mate, I was not expecting this as a score. I was expecting deep into the 30s from the Lions. I feel that the Lions' defence really paid off in the end, and the Barbars really did plough their way through and did manage to... Oh, they put in a lot of mahi, let's just say that much. They didn't get the treats in the end, but of course you weren't expecting that from the Barbarians as the underdogs anyway. I mean, the boys really put their hearts out there, and the Lions got away with a well-deserved win.
Yeah, well, the Lions named one of the strongest squads they could for this match, and really hats off to the Barbars to lose by 6 points. And really, they had every opportunity under the sun to take this game out.
Well, thank you very much, you two, for being with us. Brad Richardson, Nick Van Bar, he'll be with us again, of course, with our Lions tour coverage across this whole shaboodle. The Lions, Blues, Crusaders, Highlanders, Māori All Blacks, Chiefs. Then, of course, the Lions will play their first test match. They play the Hurricanes in that week. They play the All Blacks again. And on the 8th of July, we say bon voyage. With the third test match of the Lions versus the All Blacks. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning in. It's been a pleasure to have you here. But it is full time here in Whangarei, O'Cara Park. It's the British and Irish Lions 13, the New Zealand Barbarians 7.